Hey everyone, let's head back to Philippi. Just one thing, live your life in a manner worthy of the gospel of Christ, so that whether I come and see you or I'm absent and hear about you, I'll know that you're standing firm in one spirit, striving side by side with one mind for the faith of the gospel, and you're in no way intimidated by those who oppose you. For them, it's evidence of their destruction, but for your salvation. And this is God's doing. For he has graciously granted you the privilege not only of believing in Christ, but of suffering for him as well, since you are going through the same struggle that you saw I had, and now hear that I still have. So here, 27 verses into this letter, we get the actual first instruction that Paul gives them, to live their life in a worthy manner. Now, it's actually an odd word that he uses here, and you'll see this in different translations, because another way you could interpret what he says here is exercise your citizenship in a manner worthy of the gospel. And so I think Paul's use of this odd word is intentional, and it connects to the situation in Philippi. Philippi was a Roman colony, and so many people in this city had citizenship in the Roman Empire, which is kind of a big deal, right? In Acts, it refers to this as a leading city of the district. And citizenship in the Roman world was a special status. It wasn't just given to anybody just because you lived in the Roman Empire. It could be earned, it could be awarded somehow. And so since Philippi was a Roman colony, they made everyone there citizens. And they actually had a lot of retired soldiers they sent to live in Philippi. And one of the reasons they did that, it was to thank them for their service, but also they didn't want a bunch of rough and ready soldiers living in the city of Rome. And they definitely did not want them to move to Rome later on, right? They made them citizens and sent them to Philippi because they wanted them to be there. The purpose was for Philippi to be an outpost of Roman culture outside of the city of Rome. And so knowing that background helps us to understand what it means for us to be citizens of heaven. It means that we are meant to be here as representatives of there, right? We represent the way of heaven on earth. Not in a dominating way, not forcing and colonizing our understanding on others, but figuring out what does the gospel look like in this place for these people. Living as heavenly citizens means that we're a blessing to the people around us. So one of the ways that we have to do that is to be unified. This is something we'll pick up tomorrow, the idea of having one mind or having the same mind. Even in suffering, as he mentions here, right? Suffering can pull us together if we recognize that we're sharing this, or it can make us feel a little more divided. So it's up to us to choose to have a positive view of what we endure together. Whether we think others are exercising their heavenly citizenship correctly, right? We have different ways of how that should be lived out. We're all still the citizens of God's kingdom, no matter what. It's not based on what we do. It's something that God gives us. And doesn't just give it to me, he gives it to others as well. And so hopefully we can take hold of what we're meant to do with this status, that we live for heaven right here, right now on this earth that God's given us.